Chapter 7. Pivot your routine. If you don't control your morning controls you. When Freddie and I first started our podcast, The Freddie and Alyssa Show, we would not only record the audio, but we had our videographer, Brian, come and capture the show on video. We turned our living room into a home studio with lights, cameras, mics, water bottles, mints, snacks, and of course, coffee, tea, or alcohol. Hey, everyone is different when it comes to being interviewed. For the first day of shooting, we decided time batching would be the best way to organize. Time batching is a simple time management productivity hack that allows you to take advantage of your time by grouping similar activities together and doing them at the same time. With the amount of time it took to set up and break down the home studio, get camera ready, and actually shoot the show, we figured it would be extremely efficient to book off a Saturday and schedule 3 guests. Think of the time and energy we save by shooting 3 shows in one day instead of 1 a day on 3 separate Saturdays. It was early April 2018, and our first Saturday had arrived. Freddie and I excitedly woke up and made sure we had an extra hour to ourselves that morning to take control of our day. We had our coffee, hydrated, did stretches, read, journaled, and then got ready to shoot. By planning that extra time during the morning, we weren't rushed, we set the tone and energy for our shoot, and were able to enjoy every minute with our guests. Do you ever have those mornings where you hit the snooze button, only to find that you were running massively late once you get up? You can't find the work pants you swore you just washed, your socks are mismatched, and your toast burns your hands as you're running out of the door. You get into the car and hit every single red light. Why, you scream to yourself, only to pull into work, just barely finding parking, and then you race all the way to the building to be greeted by an elevator full of people, the door closing right in your face. Your morning just kicked your booty. This used to be me, especially when I was in my early 20s working for the travel agent. Once I realized allotting the time for a morning routine would transfer the energy of my day back into my hands, I knew it had to be a non-negotiable practice. By doing so, you hand-select the vibe and energy you want to attract for the remaining hours of the day. Routines help you to avoid mental fatigue and be more productive. Knowing exactly what the first 60 minutes of your day looks like is incredibly powerful. You feel more in control, which reduces anxiety and ensures you are more productive. We learned this lesson firsthand when our anti-aging business started to boom. Up until then, Freddie and I had never followed a routine and just handled everything as it came in. Calls at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? Sure, we were grateful for the business. Video conference calls from Australia at 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? Done and done. Calls to meet up for local coffee sit-down meetings in 30 minutes? We were there. Between Freddie's full-time job at Days of Our Lives and both of us being on call for hundreds of people in our organization, we crashed and burned really fast. Having zero structure and routine was detrimental to our business. We quickly learned if we didn't take care of ourselves first, we would not be useful to anybody. Then and there, we knew we needed a change. We were sitting in our living room in Studio City one morning at 6:10 a.m. Freddie was pouring us freshly brewed coffee and I sat cross-legged, responding to texts on the couch. Both of us were drained, and Freddie had 40 minutes before he had to leave for work. Right as he was handing me coffee, my phone rang. We both jumped and quickly locked eyes with one another. "I just can't field this call right now," I moaned. "I don't have the energy. I was up until 2 a.m. on calls last night." Disheveled, I looked down at the phone and said, "Screw it. No calls until after 10 a.m. from now on." Freddie smiled at me and replied, "I think that is a very good idea." He set down both of our cups on the wooden chest. He then picked up both of our phones and went into the other room. He came back out saying, "I have 35 minutes until I have to go to work. The phones are on airplane mode. Let's just enjoy our morning and each other's company." I smiled, grabbed my coffee, and told him, I am down. If we couldn't have our morning to ourselves, how were we supposed to show up and be the best versions of ourselves for the world? The first 60 minutes of your day. It took time to create a tailor-made morning routine for Freddie and me. There was a lot of trial and error, but eventually we found the key elements to owning our mornings. Waking up earlier to have time for our morning routines isn't always easy, but it has become an unbreakable habit we've created. If 60 minutes to yourself is unrealistic for your lifestyle, that is okay. Try 15 minutes. You have to start somewhere. The key is to start. Our morning routine. Number 1, cell phones are off limits for the first 60 minutes of our day. Diving straight into emails, texts, or social media can hijack your morning. Instead of scrolling through others' highlight reels on social media when you first wake up, keep the phone at bay for at least 60 minutes. In return, you'll be given the gift of more time on your hands. You know, that thing people say they never have enough of? And you won't start your day comparing your life to others. Freddie and I sleep with our phones in the other room so we are not tempted to scroll late at night and get sucked into the social media vortex. This was a game changer. Number 2, immediately hydrate and drink a bottle of water. After 6 to 9 hours with no hydration, it is imperative to jumpstart your day with water. It is a great way to get your metabolism going and really feel wonderful right off the bat. Number 3, stretch it out. Stretching in the morning helps to get the blood flowing and wake up your body and mind. There's nothing worse than jetting out of the door with that foggy haze hovering over your mind. Become alert and awake with a few morning stretches. Number 4, coffee and 10 pages of personal development. Freddie and I have a little joke in our household that if I don't have my coffee and 10 pages of personal development completed, I cannot interact with the outside world. There is something about having those few private moments completely to myself that gives me a sense of serenity and preps me to take on the day. Usually, specific actions I take throughout the day are due to something I read that morning. The ripple effect at its finest. Number 5, essential oils, good music, gratitude, and brain dumping journal. I am all about a good environment. I love setting the ambiance by putting oils through the diffuser, playing a great song list, and writing in my gratitude and brain dumping journal. What is a brain dumping journal, you ask? It is a literal lifesaver. Brain dumping is pretty much any and everything that is on my to-do list in my head. You know how you find yourself going, oh, don't forget that. Well, instead of having a bunch of random to-do lists in my notes section on my phone that always ends up getting lost, I dedicate time in the morning to getting all of this out on paper. There's nothing more satisfying than checking something off of that list. Next is my gratitude journal, which is probably one of my favorite daily activities. I love to thank the universe for its blessings. The feeling of genuine gratitude opens the channels for more goodness to enter into our lives. Starting the day with a happy heart is unbeatable. Number 6, daily goals and planning. The last part of our morning routine involves mapping out our daily goals and daily planning. Having a schedule and routine for the day allows us to be productive at our highest level and gives us more time in the long run. Number 7, manifest your day with affirmations. If all you do is try and speak your life into existence without action, you will see zero progress. But the moment you align your actions with your beliefs and make your intentions clear to the world, you will be pleasantly surprised. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? Positive reinforcement not only to yourself, but to the world will leave you ready to rock it. Revive your sparkle, manifest your dreams, realize your worth. The gift that is habit stacking. How do we train our brains with routine? Allow us to introduce you to an incredible practice called habit stacking. This beautiful strategy has done wonders for our lives and will do the same for you. What is habit stacking and how can you utilize it? The quickest way to build a new habit into your life is to stack it on top of a current habit, aka a concept called habit stacking. Since your current habit is already strongly wired into your brain, You can add a new habit on top of this quick and efficient network of neurons more quickly than forming a new habit from scratch. The key to consistency is to treat a habit stack like a single action rather than a series of individual tasks. To use habit stacking, fill out this sentence. After or before current habit, I will, new habit. Let's dig into some examples. Flossing habit. After I brush my teeth, I will floss my teeth. Gratitude habit. After I brew my morning coffee, I will say one thing I am grateful for. Meditation habit. After I wash my face, I will meditate for 1 minute. Push-up habit. Before taking a shower, I will complete 10 push-ups. Networking habit. After I eat lunch, I will send out 1 networking email. Taking vitamins habit. Before I eat breakfast, I will take my vitamins. When starting habit stacking, begin with ridiculously simple habits. Build your routine around habits that don't require a ton of effort. Give yourself small wins to help build emotional momentum, as they are easy to remember and complete. Yes, the small tasks are no-brainers, but that is the point. Getting started with smaller activities will eliminate the odds that you will skip a day due to feeling overwhelmed. Repetition is key. Try habit stacking for a minimum of 21 days. The next step. To begin, write out a list of your current daily habits. Don't forget all of the small, boring, everyday routines. That is where the gold is. Then, write a second list of habits you would like to start. From there, pick a habit and stack it in the most appropriate place. Again, start out small. Pivot into action. For the next week, add 3 new habits into your current habits. Follow the model. After or before blank, current habit, I will, new habit. After or before blank, I will, blank. After or before blank, I will, blank. After or before blank, I will, blank. After or before blank, I will, blank.